exciting because he was incredibly patient as a beginner, which I really needed.
And you needed to learn all the basics?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I didn't know I knew how the pieces moved, but I didn't know castling. I didn't know en passant. Like, I didn't know how to set up a board. So, I started from scratch. And yeah, he walked me through everything. And I think having that support from the start is probably why I kept up with chess. But yeah, so Queen's Gambit, but also I had a lot of influence from my friends in kind of keeping me, motivated.
That's so cool. And then my next question is, you ready? Let's go. Let's just go for it. It's definitely a manic Monday, my friends. Here we are. What made you want to start streaming? So I can learn you as a whole person, not just as someone who wants to get that high rating, which we'll get to.
So streaming is something that I wanted to do for a while before I knew how to play chess. But it was something, I grew up playing a lot of video games, and it was something that, and it was something that I never really was playing the most popular games at the time to make it work with streaming, because I was playing games that nobody would want to watch.
Like what?
So, I was playing a lot of indie games.
Cool.
On just in single player indie games. So when I started playing chess, and my friend again, he was like, there's been like this big chess boom. Everyone's playing chess at the moment, which I didn't really know about because I didn't know anything about the chess community. I didn't know anyone online who played chess. I thought that maybe if I started streaming it, that would be a good way to, play with other people, meet other people, because after lockdown, I didn't have anyone to play chess with anymore, so I started streaming online.
Oh, yeah.
I was very lucky to grow a community and, didn't stop.
Aw, that's so cool. Yeah, I have a similar feeling about streaming. You could just tell how part of your heart it is. It's really cool. All right, question 3. I notice you do other games besides chess. How often do you do that? And what other games that you have not streamed might you want to? And I have your little Elden Ring. I'm such a oldie here. I was like, I'm not going to talk about age this stream, but here I am. I barely now know what the Elden Ring. Okay, I'll try to be cool. But yeah, tell me, what games, just all of that in one, right? How often do you do that? And also, what other games are you maybe considering in your future streams?
Yeah, I love Elden Ring. It's very fun. It's really hard as well in different ways to chess. So it's nice to have a different challenge. But mostly I do chess. I've done some more community games. Like there's a game called Marbles on stream that my chat never let me forget that I haven't let them play it in a long time. So
Marbles, I have to take some notes.
It's fun, yeah. But apart from that, I think there was never a plan to stream any game in particular apart from chess. So when Elden Ring came along and my brother was like, oh, I think you'd like this game, I just kind of asked my community, hey, would you be interested in watching this? And some people said yes, and I was like, okay, let's do that too.
Aww.
So I think it's just kind of random, as and when what comes out and what we enjoy and what the community enjoys. So
cool.
Mostly chess. Sometimes we do some just, chatty stuff as well. But yeah, it's
and cats are a topic, right?
Oh, yes, cats. They are. My chat would disagree, but I'm gonna say it's a democracy. So if they don't like the game, I'm probably not gonna stream it.
Love it. All right, just because I want to teach you. I just want to get to know you a little more. When we had our first, this is the more chess kind of question. So when we had our first, and I write a lot because that's my life. Listen. All right, I write it down. Okay, when we had our first call, you mentioned your goal was 2,000, and I'm not gonna lie. I was like, wow, that's not a lofty goal because you can do it. But you said by the end of 2022. I know it's like, what is it, April? No, and I'm just being real with you, and that's what I try to do with my students because, when I go to my knitting teacher, yes, I have a knitting teacher, I'm learning to knit, I I have my goals, and like, will I be creating like sweaters by the end of the year? Probably not. But right now, my goal is to create a nice scarf, right? So like, my goal. With that said, I think with your work ethic, competitiveness, and your knack for the game, clearly, since you have not been playing long at all, and you've gained hundreds of rating points, yay! Congrats, hype, hype. But by the end of 2022, I do have a question. So would you want your rating on chess.com, are you thinking your blitz or your rapid to be 22,000 or both?
I would say it's more likely to be...
Or the longer classical?
There isn't a classical rating category on chess.com. I think it's more likely to be rapid, but on stream I've been playing more blitz, so... I don't really know. I honestly, I've played not many rated rapid games this year on chess.com. I think we looked at it the other day, and I think I've played 30, so that's less than 10 a month. So that's how little I'm playing rated at the moment. So I wouldn't say that my ratings are super reflective of where I am, and I'm probably expecting that if I did kind of a rating grind in the summer, that they would jump up quite a bit.
Nice.
But I don't know about 2000. It's just I like to set myself
that's awesome
big goals to work towards, and if we make them, sure, and if we don't, then we have something to keep working towards.
Love it.
But probably rapid, but maybe I don't know, maybe I'll turn around and become a really good blitz player.
I love it. So you're undecided, and that's cool. This just helps me see what to focus with you on. And lastly, with this part two, it's like, will you be studying apart from stream or part of it? And like, I want to shout out the awesome Velcro dot Kat. She yeah, yay. She like got me into like learning how to stream, and she has gotten better from her community. And I don't want to speak for her, but I think she like, it's incredible, like her growth. And I saw she just played an over the board tournament and is doing amazing. So it's not like I'm here to say like, oh, Lula, like I suggest that you study outside of stream, but I wonder like, do you think you can? And like, I always ask people, we work, we have lives, we have commitments, right? And we have free time. What a thing. Like, how much actual time can you dedicate? And that'll help me guide your study. Like, and if a stream is part of it, like, will it be like active study? And if it is, awesome.
Sure, yeah, that's a great question. And so at the moment, I think I've got two study sessions blocked out every week. I'm actually playing the FIDE Olympiad this year, so we've got study.
Wow.
We're starting. Yeah.
Wait, I'm so sorry. I'm not a distracted person, but because I'm on stream, I was just seeing if it looks like my stream is working. I'm sorry. Hooray! Someone said, "What is free time?" And I think yay, life is great. So can you say that again? Because I heard Olympiad. Go for, and I'm 1,000% with you, with my coffee, because life is crazy.
Of course. So I'm actually playing for my federation's women's team in the FIDE Olympiad.
Wow.
So we are obviously studying for that. So I do have, I've got weekly study sessions first starting next week, which are going to be pretty intense. I also have one night blocked out a week for studying. Me and my friends we will go on a Discord call, and then we just kind of mute ourselves and study.
I'm so impressed, and I'm motivated because I won't talk about me, but I kind of want to get back into my own chess study, and like that's what I need. Yeah. I need to find someone who's my level. Yeah. So wait, I'm gonna cut to the chase, Lula, for you and also for our viewers. So the last question, 5, just for fun, and then we'll get into your games. If you had to choose a table that's not 4, I don't know if it's too tiny to see, which one would it be? Because you're on, guys, I know I did my best with the slideshow, but I know it's small. But table 4 features Lula, Anna, Rudolph. I can't even see too. And you can write it later on Twitter if you rather. You can have time to think.
No, it's okay. I've got it up. Okay, so which table would I sit at if I wasn't sitting at table 4? I'm going to ask my chat the same question because some of them have seen this before. And
this is great. This has been like joyful in my life. I'm just like, it's so fun. Thank you, chess.com, for these great things. Yeah, like chess, just bringing the enjoyment back in chess is such a joy. So yeah, this made me really happy.
Where would I sit if I wasn't on table 4? So first of all, where would you sit? That's what I want to know. and maybe table 5.
Table 5. Can you read? Oh, there's a heavy hitter there. There's a heavy hitter. Judith Polgar. Love it.
Yeah.
And a lot of other great players. Hikaru, Anna Kremlin.
And Yasa.
Yeah. That'd be a chill table. Nice.
Yeah, I think it's a good table. It's a really good table. What would your table be?
I gotta think. And I'm gonna, just for fun, not choose that table, right? Imagine that's the last spot and you got it. I'm not gonna go to your table because I already told you know that. Yeah, let me choose from another one. All right, I'll be old school now for a moment. And it's funny, I made this and I didn't think that you would ask me. So way to put me on the spot. Way to make me. No, I'm joking. I would go. Okay, table 2, Bobby Fischer, guys. Come on, we'll get him back from the dead. All right, are we ready to learn some chess? Yes. All right.
Yes.
Now I just have to fix mine on my the chess classroom. While I'm doing that, I'm just making my screen a little different. While I'm doing that, can we... What was I going to say? Can you see if you're in classroom, or should we refresh, Lula? So I know.
I'm still in classroom, but if it says that I've left, then let me know.
Yeah, you got it. All right, I'm just trying to get this board nice and good.
Sure.
And now that my audio is working, maybe people are very patient with my viewers. Are amazing. I love you guys, and they're so patient with me, like learning all this stuff. Yay, I did it on my own. Okay, so I have our board up. And if you're listening, this is a great new feature from Chess. It's pretty, I would say you would know more than me, Lula, because you're, with chess.com, but like it's a pretty new feature. Correct me if I'm wrong. As a coach, I've been using it and really enjoy it.
Classroom is new. I think it came out just around the end of the year, but I think it's only been, brought in fully more recently. But I used it recently and I thought it was really good.
Nice. So I'm gonna start with what I prepared, if it's cool with you. Or if you're like, I want you to speak up, please. I do this with my own students. Like, it's late. I should say, guys, props to Lula. I know you're younger than me, but it's later where you are. And I'm like barely getting everything together. It's covering your video images. Oh, yeah, I'll ask chat if it's better now. Okay, cool. What I wanted to say was, there's 2 options. I can teach you first, like, the step 4 material, right? And we can kind of, like, get through that. I can give you a taste of that. We'll do some puzzles and then your games, or we do your games and just enjoy and then get to what we get to. What do you want? You could ask.
I don't mind.
Okay.
I can ask my chat if you want a solid opinion. But
that would be yeah. Can you ask them if they want to see the lesson or they want to see me dive into your games? And guess what? As long as it works for your busy schedule, Lula, most Mondays this will be a journey. So it's not like we don't get to everything today. I'm gonna email you all your suggested homework. Yeah.
Great. So one question was, what are the lessons? I think we just have to wait and see.
I can just say it's from the step 4 the step method, and I use that there's a manual and then there's puzzles and there's workbooks. So
2 people have said games. Come on, guys, more opinions, please, in chat.
I love it. So while you're doing that, let me check to see the board is okay. Hello.
Hi, David. Yeah, there is homework. There's homework. Games, please. Okay, everybody wants... Oh, we're doing a poll, but I think people want...
They want to see your games and talk about it. Whatever since you said it wasn't a big deal. Here we go.
I really don't mind. Okay, I think that chat's quite divided, so let's just go with the games. Let's just...
Okay, let's dive into your games. Love it. Yeah. So I'm going to go from, here we go. I love how you titled these games. So that was really cool. Can we start with 1800 Child Prodigy versus Lula? What do you think?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So again, you're in this position. Can you see the classroom? This is new for me and streaming it with the classroom. So yeah, like just let me know. Don't be shy. Here's a game that you played in Reykjavik, and I am going to flip the board if I can, so you can see it from your perspective. Hold on. I know, and from your end, can you do that, or how does that go? Like,
Yeah, I just flipped the board, but it's not flipping the names for me, so I think I have to flip it manually, which is weird.
oh, okay. Interessante.
Yeah, I flipped the board.
If anyone in chat is like, I'm learning all this stuff, like where it's, he says top right. Top right, I can switch my board.
Yeah.
Okay, someone in chat's telling me.
The little settings wheel.
Oh, no, it's not.
It will show up. Next to the
Settings, I know what you mean. Oh, it might be this.
next to the clock part.
Notation lines, eval. All right, it is what it is.
Okay.
But I want to learn. I'm so bad. I just like can't move forward when it's like. But I got it. Do you see it in my chat? What I should do? Top right of the board. Oh, thank you, King. 11110063, who often comes to my channel. Thank you for being here. Why is it so? That's cool, but it doesn't really. Oh, I got it! Hooray! Solving things since 1988. Haha. All right, now the only thing is.
If you flip it, flips to me too.
Can you tell me, is it best, and viewers can tell me this as well, like, I'm learning this too, like, is it more important to see the board or also the notation? Because then the board, if you're on mobile, right?
I showed them notation. Because usually notation's too small for people to see.
So there we go. Problem solved. All right, so here, 1800 child prodigy. So I do want to say something. I'm just trying to do a little chess psychology. Like when we play someone younger who's like got a high rating, can you tell us if like, did it feel like, were you nervous? I tried to cut to the chase there. I tried to go around it, but like, were you feeling nervous, confident, excited for the challenge, or like nervous?
This was round 3 of, like you said, it's my first chess tournament, so I was incredibly nervous for all of the games, and I don't think I was any more nervous for this one than I was for the others.
Oh, okay, that's good. You didn't let the hype get to you, because it's a huge thing in competition, and you know. All right, so D4, let's get into it. D4, D5. Okay, the Queen's Gambit. Okay, so you did your Slav, and honestly, the opening was nice, like in my opinion. And also, Lula, just like if you have anything like you want to ask, please, like just tell me, and I'll slow down. You know, just trying to get in as much stuff as possible. So here, if you're watching and you're like an adult improver. If you're already been playing for a while, like just the basics here, we've got this structure here. This pawn structure is pretty strong. And, you know, it's a fight for the center. This E4 square is something to be, we have to eye it constantly. And, you know, let's see how it played out. So pawn takes pawn. I kind of like that, Lula, because you wait. I don't know. Can I ask you actually, can you explain? I think this is a great move, D takes C4. Can you tell me what your thought process was for doing it in this turn rather than, say, here? Like this move I see a lot in beginner play, and then the player, can you detect why I stopped there and gave you a compliment? Like you played in this position. Why is D takes C4 pretty good, if that makes sense?
Yeah, so we wait for the bishop to move once already so that it's almost a waste of a tempo for white, and then they have to move the bishop again to recapture.
Very good. The use of tempo. So that's incredible. Yeah. So that was great. And then if we, another thing I like to ask, one of my students really has been teaching me a lot about like how he self-studies, because when I was growing up in the 90s, there was like no, I don't know when chess.com came to be. I kind of did my chess, like when I was like 18, 19, 20, I kind of stopped chess and like got back into it for teaching. So like what I'm trying to say is like when I was growing up, we had Fritz, we had stuff like that, ChessBase, old school, but like we didn't like have such easy access to an internet where you just like click it and like all the analysis is there. So I wonder, like, do you clearly like store your games, you're working hard, and I wonder, what's your thought on the engine? Like, is that something that you use? Yeah, can you just tell me so I can get a feel of like that kind of like your self-study with that?
Yeah, so for the engine, I do run game reports if I'm gonna analyze an online game, I do often tell my chat that I think that the engine is stupid because sometimes it
Yeah.
does, which aren't particularly reasonable, or when the engine will say, yeah, your move was fine, but that was this. But then it suggests some kind of crazy line, and really your move was better because you would have never seen the crazy line.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, so
I
you
think
understand
the
that.
engine is
That's
useful,
good.
mm-hmm. It's useful, but I think that it's also, you shouldn't take their engine's word as gospel because it's not human. You're not playing against an engine, hopefully. So, play against humans. Yeah, the engine is good. It's useful.
Yeah.
Especially for seeing, like, for example, I played a classical game a while ago, which I don't think you have seen it, but I thought I was winning the whole time, and it turns out I made a really big blunder quite early on. My opponent didn't see it, but I wouldn't have known if I didn't look at it with an engine. So that was definitely helpful. So I think it definitely has its uses, for sure.
Yeah, so that's a good balance because I'm not trying to change my students, but I do try to say, like, the engine is great, but don't rely on it to be, like, the end all be all. And, like, yeah, so here, great. So let's see what happened. Castling H3. This seemed good. I like how you developed. And this was interesting. Like, how did you feel in this position once the prodigy moved knight E2? Like,
I felt really good about my position out of the opening, honestly. I was a bit annoyed at myself that I played B6 only to play B5 because I wanted to play B5 right away. But here I felt pretty good, and I was looking at this kind of C5 to target the E4 pawn and stuff like that, and that kind of stuff. So I felt good.
C5 is good. Yeah.
Position at the opening. Yeah. I felt pretty good about it.
That's incredible. So I agree. I think this is a nice, like, the fact that you got to an 1800 player Lula with this type of game, I think is a celebration. All right. And so let's see what happened a little later. I like these moves. I mean, C4 and now B3. Yeah, talk to me.
So
What's up?
Yeah. So I told my chat about this move, but basically, this was the second game of a double round day, and I was really tired. And this is going to sound really stupid, Laura, but I was so tired that I hallucinated that this bishop was getting trapped, and that's the only reason I played B3.
Oh, this C2 bishop. I love your honesty.
Yeah.
I'm sure viewers appreciate that.
Yeah, I was tired, and I was like...
You thought it would be trapped. It wouldn't get out to D3, right?
No, I was honestly... I don't think it would have happened if it hadn't been a double round day.
That's a lot of chess, yeah.
That was it. Yeah, because I really... Obviously, my position is much better here with these pawns taking up all this space on their half of the board, but I think after B3, it's not so good, obviously. And I wouldn't have played it otherwise, but I just had a brain slip,
Okay. And, like, that's something to be said. Like, even for, experts and masters, like, we have oversights, and, B3, it's not like a huge error. So, like, I wonder, like, if we look at this position, what would be, like, what's your can you talk to me, like, in this position, what would be, like, a long-term plan? If you could just bring, like, this is my question for you. Which of your black pieces here could be better placed?
Yeah.
And you can ask, like, and I'm interested what chat thinks, what you think. These are the types of positions that are both hardest to teach and hardest to play, where it's not obvious, like, you've gotten through the opening, and whether or not, and it's been a 2-game day. So, like, in this kind of position, like, taking a step back and being like, all right, my pawns, there's no clear tactic. Like, what would be, I always look at your forcing moves, which are, can you remind us, what are the forcing moves?
Checks, captures, and attacks.
Yeah. And so none of those are clear here. So, like, there's no good checks here that, there's no checks at all. There's no captures that make sense. And then, like, if there's threats, can also be considered, like, if you can't find a good threat, maybe you can think of how to improve one of your pieces. So think about which of your pieces could be doing better, and then make a little mini plan. And also be mindful of their forcing moves. They don't have any checks or captures that are good, but what is like a move that you should have on your mind here for your opponent?
D5.
You got it. So with that said, I want you to take a moment, as long as you need, and just think like, what would be a good plan if you got this position again?
Yeah. So I think that obviously our dark squared bishop isn't great, but what I did like about it was that if they play d5, we have bishop c5 trading off. So trading off our worst piece. And then obviously we could probably bring the f rook to probably d8 or something. And maybe our knight that's on d7 could at some point
I like that talk.
become a bit more active.
Yeah, can you go with that idea? Because what I love about the way I like to, what I've learned from great coaches and teachers is like guiding questions rather than just telling you, oh, look at the engine. Because who cares? Like when you're next time in a position, I want you to use these guiding questions that are transferable to every position. Like what I just said, what piece can you make better? And you got it. Like the knight is one of them I'm thinking about. Can you tell me that d7 knight, if you had a magic genie come with like, what do you want with that knight? Like, I know I'm a school teacher, don't mind me. But like, where does that knight want to go? And then how can we get it there, you know?
Yeah.
So if like long-term plans.
Sure. Right now it's a little bit difficult because we're not sure what's going to happen with the pawn structure in the center. But maybe bringing the knight, I mean, bring it either to right now there aren't that many squares for it. There's b5, there's d3, but I think
tough, right?
Just get captured.
But how about even in general? Like, I know maybe my question can be revised a little bit. Like, where would it be like less in the way? And can I also, I can also tell you too, and what I think, and I'm not the know-all.
Sure.
I'm thinking, Lula, like a little mini plan would be like rook fd8, knight f8, knight g6.
Yeah.
And it's not like they're going to make moves too, but when we think about our side of the plan, that's one idea. And another piece I'm wondering about is your queen. Is there like a knight, like here in this, if I had this position right now, I would want to get this queen improved. But again, I'm a kind of aggressive player, and I know that there's some danger, but like eventually, where could the queen maybe travel? Because I feel like it's attack. B3 doesn't seem to be going anywhere right now.
Sure.
So one other mini plan, I'll call it.
Yeah, I mean maybe bringing the queen up. And maybe like up and over to the other side, or
Can you tell me where you're thinking? Oh, can you move the pieces too? Let me make. I'm so silly. I have to give.
But if you can't.
Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I gave you full control in classroom. I did that with my student the other week. I'm like, I'm sorry. I want you to move stuff. So can you make a move for black here?
Oh,
with the queen.
With the queen.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want her. Maybe I'm wrong, but this is just like I'm going with my instinct here. I'm like, that queen feels a little stuck there. I don't like that they have that d5 move to mess up our pawns later. Like, let's not give them that satisfaction. Let's get our queen to a better place.
Okay. So I was talking about moving. I'm really not a very aggressive player.
No, that's so interesting. Why?
Really not.
Oh, maybe no.
Not.
Maybe I should probably no, that's really important for me. I've had some students who are like that, and then it's kind of great because you're never going to over-sacrifice. That's a problem I have with a lot of my adult students. I'm like, no, you can't sacrifice your rook for a pawn here. Like, don't do that. I get really upset. And then I'm like, I want you to be, I'm an attacking player, but like in reason. But let's see what we can do. it's not attacking, but like why not like queen a5 here? Had you considered that
Yeah.
move?
Okay, so I
Yeah.
have video evidence that I was considering Queen A5 to bring her over. I didn't say it. But yeah, I'm just really not, I
That
don't know,
yeah.
it's not the first thing that comes to mind for me, you know?
Okay.
I think that's something that I need to work on.
That's so great that we got to that.
Yeah.
And I should say, like, even if the queen gets there, like they can go knight f4. So it's not like the
Yeah.
be all, but I just like the queen there. She's also attacked, like I feel like even get her there, then maybe do our mini plan rook d8, knight f8, knight g6, maybe like I feel like all of those moves, remember, they have to play as well. Okay, let's keep going. That was a really helpful for me to see like your style. I like these moves. Now d5 did get there, right? And like, that's why I wanted queen a5. Just get her out of there. But whatever, like now we understand that. Let's go forward. Ooh, what happened here? So, yes, this was exciting. So like you take this, they took you, you saw and it's really cool. Like you both are playing really nice high level chess here. No one's giving away things like here we go, rook d3. Now if we just take a minute to take stock of the position, you've got 5 pawns, they've got 5 pawns, so we're equal in pawns. I kind of like your game still. You're holding your own to this 1800 player. So bishop takes bishop, rook takes, okay, and here knight c5, e5, okay, and knight d7. Okay, I would say nothing. Can you tell me what can you remind me the time control of this tournament?
Yeah, so it was 90 minutes with 30 seconds increment, and then another half hour at move 40.
That's a slow game, right? Wow, it is to have 2 games in a day. That's a lot. So like you might have been really tired here, but like this isn't bad, but I'm wondering like to be a little more aggressive, can you either think it out loud or ask chat in your chat too? Like where is maybe an interesting place for this knight to be a little more aggressive?
I remember looking at this and knowing that e5 was coming, which is why I moved this other knight from d7 so I could put this one there, but then it felt very passive. I just really didn't like knight d5.
Me neither, because then you're giving, let's look at that. Can you put that on the board so I feel like I'm giving you, let me see.
Knight d5 just looks so bad with them getting the pass pawn.
No, that's
so
a good intuition. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it looked really uncomfortable. So I didn't like that. I think the only other option was like knight h5.
I like that.
I really just didn't know like where the knight was going after that.
How? Okay. No, but thank you for sharing that because the more I know, like what's the word? Like when I know what my students are worried about on the board, it really helps prepare lessons and just like suggest study. But like knight h5, like why I like it is I'm looking at this f4 square, and it's not an outpost by any means, but I feel like if I was playing, I always try to think, Lula, if I was playing white or if I'm playing the opposite color here, where would they be annoyed that I went? So like that aggressive attitude. So like, I don't know, like there the knight's really much more present in the position on the king side.
For sure.
Do I have like an actual tactic lined up? No. But I think it would, and you always have to look, like, could they go queen g6? They can, but then knight f4 saves the day, so to speak. It gets tempo. Just a little idea. We'll keep going. Let me get rid of that. Alrighty. So, let me go back. So here, instead, you did knight d7. And...
Yes. Can we talk just briefly?
Yeah! This is what I love it when... Yep. Yeah. Less of me, more of you. Go. Talk.
No, things just went badly wrong here because I had spent a little while thinking and I was really convinced myself on this move that I was going to play rook f4.
I like, interesting.
Yeah, was this what I wanted, or was it rook f5? It might have been rook f5. It's in my notes, I think, somewhere. But it was one of these two. Essentially, I wanted to lift this rook, and then I didn't, because at the last minute I was like, oh, what if he goes like rook
That's a
c6
scary
and starts
move.
harassing.
That's definitely a
Yeah.
scary move.
Yeah, no, I like panicked and freaked myself out in the last minute, and then I like really like quickly was like, okay, I'm just gonna stop that, and then I played rook c6, and I was like, oh, but then he can attack my rook, and then I have to.
Oh, that
And then,
happens
like,
to me too, especially as I come out
Yeah.
of like playing seriously. Like that's something I struggle with too. Like I stop one threat, but like I didn't think of the new position. Yeah, that's got. And so like you're saying in like if you show me like what would have been what would have been better retrospectively, like
Probably any
yeah.
other move.
Oh, right. Like it's so hard.
It was so bad. Like no, this was just it was such a bad choice because then his knights just get so active, you know, and there are so many forks threatened, and he gets so much tempo, and his, you know.
Yeah, it's like our initiative is like the
Yeah.
minute our initiative goes, it's hard because then we're reacting to the moves and we're not creating plans. But honestly, okay, let's look here. If I was in this position, I would want to go. Where would I want to go here? And I'm not using the engine. I'm just like trying to be like over the board, like in this moment, the mindfulness chess, you know? So here it's like, what? If rook, I mean, I'm looking at some interesting ideas here. I mean, rook takes knight's crazy, so it doesn't work. But I always consider all my forcing moves. I know it doesn't work right now, but at least I'm putting a few arrows on the board there. You see them, right? I'm still learning. That doesn't work. What would be a good, like, again, that question, what piece can we improve? Like, how bad of a threat is rook d6? I don't know. Perhaps, like, queen b4 is kind of interesting. Like, now I want to get my queen maybe over here. It gets kind of kicked around, but if I go queen b4, they can go rook d4. So that doesn't work. This is a tough position. I mean, when you say any other move, like rook f5, right? Why not? Maybe. Are they gonna attack our rook with knight d4? Can then we go rook? Can we? Yeah, like let's try. Let's see. Or how about you play any other move, and let's just play a few moves out, and then we'll go to the next part of the lesson. Before.
Alright, so I think the move that I think my plan was to go here and to try and put pressure, and essentially what I wanted was to get a rook to c2.
Okay.
And like with this pawn and try and harass the queen and try and somehow, you know, get this pawn to promote in the long term. So that was kind of I think that was the plan, and then I obviously just freaked myself out. So hypothetically, I may have played this move. Otherwise.
Okay. All right. So let's see what happened, and then we can kind of talk about my suggested homework for you for this week. All right. And then I know like you're gonna continue streaming. I do have to leave at 8 minutes because life is tough with the kids. But I have some things I want to share with you. So let's see what happened. We'll backtrack to the game. Okay, rook. All right, knight, rook went back, and then cool. All right, so this happened. You're still hanging in there, Lula, but that was hard. That was the hard part, right? They kind of that was a strong move, and then I guess what can happen? Knight here.
Yeah, there was not much I could have done. I think just a5 was really bad, but I had no idea what to do. At that point, I'd already felt like I'd lost the game.
Really? In this position?
Yeah.
Well, I would say, go ahead.
After I wasted like 3 tempi on this rook maneuver, like this stupid rook moving around, it took like 4 moves. I felt like I had essentially lost the game here.
Oh, well,
I just wasted so much time.
and I would be wrong.
Got so much
go ahead.
Activity.
I would be wrong to say like I feel like that a lot, but it really helps to just like fake it till you make it. Like even if you're feeling that way, try and don't do as I say, not as I do, but try to let it go. Like try, because you still have some stuff here. But what I thought we could do with the little time left that I have with you, I want to say really amazing game, and what I want to show you is a couple of okay, so Now, I don't know if you see all the notation, but it's fine if you do. So I wanted to share.
Hide it.
Oh, yeah. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Cool. This will be a two-part of our, the next Monday when we're back. I want to show you. Okay, so this is obviously not a great move, okay? But the purpose of this is a lesson from step 4, which I talked about a little earlier, and I just wanted to shout out the step method, if that's cool. It's what we're really grateful. You'll be getting your books within, I want to say, hopefully as soon as possible. And in my chat, I just I wrote like what you can look to see the books and everything. This is from the step 4 manual that the teachers use, and I'm just gonna, it's the first chapter, so I'm starting from the first lesson of the book for you. And basically it asks, this is called the opening for someone of your level. And sometimes when they do things that aren't pure calculation, it might feel a little bit too easy. So I'm sorry about that, but I also want to I want to give you all the stuff. So like, I don't want to miss out on anything. In this position, they ask a little question. What is, I'll just show you, like after bishop e7, the question is, what is white's plan here? Like when we have do you agree that we have more of a development advantage here? Like as white.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. So what, and you told me, honestly, you're like, something I want to work on is being more aggressive, right? So with that said, what would be, I'm going to give you freedom here to kind of just look at the position and think aloud and tell us like, what would be something you would want to do in a position like this where you have a huge development advantage, a big opening development advantage, so that you don't let that initiative leave, like you capitalize on that initiative?
Yeah, so black's probably gonna castle the next turn, but they have to, so it's gonna be opposite side castling probably, unless they spend a lot more turns trying to castle long. But because we're already castled and pretty much fully developed, we can probably start attacking on the king side. Somehow, or we could try and open up the center even with something like
oh yeah, hype train. Kill me, right? Yes, that's what I wanted. Open up the center. Can you go for it, Lula?
Okay.
You just got it. And I'm using the manual here. It's just like lesson by lesson. And it just goes, open the position up with e5 as plan 1. This move presents black with a problem on account of the weak position of his king. So moving away loses a pawn immediately. So, yeah. So if they go, for example, knight g4, I want you to, can you tell me, oh yeah, go for it. Can you just tell me the sequence here to win a pawn? Nothing too fancy, but...
Sure.
And if you're in chat, I want you to calculate white to move and win material. I had to teach my little student, she's adorable. She goes, what's material? Like, is that what your cotton, your shirts? I'm like, that is one definition of material. And in chess, if you're my family who's viewing, who some of my family doesn't play chess. So material is just fancy for points. So how can you win like material here? How can you just win a pawn?
Can't we just take on... No, hold on.
Take your time. Yeah, I got you to think. That's always the goal, because when I looked at your games, I was like, step 3 would be too easy for you, and step 4 is like a little harder, but like, it's good.
Yeah, can't we just go e takes...
Yeah, EXD.
Okay, I was...
No, I'm not trying to trick you.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah,
but
because
listen to this one.
Yeah.
Bishop f6. I'm just using the plan here, the lesson plan in here. Bishop f6, and I want you to just finish it up here with a nice forcing move. And then say I rock. No.
We have... I mean, we can just give a check.
Yes, we can. You got it. I want to increase you've got you're very
Okay.
hard on yourself, but I want you to grow like with students. I want to grow their confidence, and the only way to do that is to like let go, and I try to do less talking, more working.
Okay.
Lula, I am so honored that you took an hour of your very busy stream and content creating schedule for me. I really loved working with you today. Can I give you your homework?
Yeah, I would love to have my homework.
Okay, so if I go back to our original screen, I'm gonna add it here and share you. Let me just new slide. I know it's like it is what it is. I'm trying to make this so that we can see it. Okay. I'll like send this to you, but basically what I want you to do, homework. I want you to play 2 slow games. Okay. With increment, and when I say slow, I'm letting you choose. You know what you like. I want you to enjoy this. Like, I don't want it just to be like, oh, my coach said to do it. I want you to enjoy it. Play 2 slow games with increment, so at a minimum of like 10 minutes with an increment, right? Or slower, as slow as you want. Okay, and then I want you to think about if you can actually go over the games and then send them to me, then I can see, like, go over the games, send them to me with at least 2 questions, and I'll do the rest of the prep. But I want to see like what was the most confusing part of the games, and even if you win, there's often, I'm sorry with my screen viewers, but I'm just doing my best here. There we go. I just want to see like which positions were tricky so that I can get more into like your thinking process and like understand like the next steps. And lastly, on that, I want you, when you receive your step 4 book, I feel like if you can even dedicate, you should get it within the next few days, your workbook. I'd like you to dedicate 15 minutes a day, 10, honestly, 10 minutes of solid like work in the workbook on your tactics. And then and then if any are super hard, I have the book, so just be like, oh, page 5, problem, like I don't understand it, and then I'll help you kind of like figure it all out together. All right? And then I'm so learning all this stuff. What am I saying? I'm going to, I'm just going to put in my chat here to read you guys. Because you're going to continue on, right?
Yeah, I'm going to stream for a little while longer. Thank you so much for your time. I know you're a very, very busy person. Thank you. I will...
Thank you, Lula. This was so fun.
I'll be playing some long games later this week then.
Yay! 2 games minimum if you can. Mm-hmm. Life gets in the way, but that's what I suggest. Yeah. And let's see if this is working. Mm-hmm. Oh boy, I'm trying. There I go. Hi Laura, is there a diagnostic tool to help determine what book in the STEPS program would be good to start with? You can email me, Michael, and I can definitely tell you more about that. My email, and then I'm going to see why the raid thing didn't work. I'm on my phone, so I'm trying to see. Raid, let's try that one more time. Oh, cool. It worked. Yay. Bye, Lula.
Bye, Laura. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you.
Bye-bye.